A gunman opened fire on an ICE facility in Dallas. One detainee was deceased after this. Two were critically injured, and within hours, the political scene was already being weaponized by this tragedy in the United States. So I do want to take you through this short PowerPoint I have and just address a couple of points, related to this tragedy because I feel like everyone benefits from an unbiased point of view. The Department of Homeland Security put this article over here. I'm also going to put it in the thumbnail along with a couple of other articles I think you could benefit from reading. But first of all, let's just take a step back. And I'm going to go through everything pretty fast because this video is not going to exceed 5 minutes long. We're already almost a minute in, so let's do it. First of all, what do I mean by ICE agents? ICE means U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcements. They have a role in enforcing immigration laws, handling deportations, investigating customs violations, etc. And the shooting, which I'm specifically talking about in this video, was at the ICE facility in Dallas, Texas, and it was September 24th, 2025. So this happened essentially yesterday from when I'm posting this video. A gunman opened fire from a rooftop at an ICE field office in Dallas, Texas, and he targeted both the building and a detainee transport van. This led to, like I said, three people being shot, one passing away, and two being critically injured. The shooter later died by self-inflicted wounds. Investigators were then able to recover ammunition with the words anti-ICE inscribed on one of the shell casings. And obviously, if you see this, shooter has an ideological motive. So the FBI is treating this act as targeted violence, but precise motives honestly remain under investigation. So now let's just talk about how everyone reacted to this shooting, because this fast tragedy really turned into talking points for all sides. I mean, it's not unusual that the target was ICE, all things considered, but the fact that the agents passed away, I mean, there's anti-ICE inscribing. Is it possible that the person did not mean to hit them? I'm not sure. This incident, though, 100% highlights how violence against ICE or an ICE context is increasingly politicized. And the thing is, we're never going to find out the complete story and get to the bottom of everything. But what I do want to talk about is how everyone reacted to this for the last minute and 30 seconds. Trump and Vance quickly attributed the shooting to what they call the radical left, attributed that the media plays a large part in these ICE attacks and dehumanizing them. A lot of Republican figures, such as Ted Cruz and Greg Abbott, urged people to be more respectful towards ICE. And the Department of Homeland Security, Kristen Noem, and others called for increased security for ICE and connected criticism of ICE to real danger. But the real focus here should be on the victims. And that was echoed by people on both parties, because these are the people which ultimately passed away due to this. It's very sad to think about these people who were just shot and killed. I mean, framing definitely, though, shapes public perception and policy direction. Because if you think about it, how the leaders interpret this event, whether as an assault on law enforcement or violence involving detainees, this does guide which solutions get traction. More security, changes to rhetoric, rethinking ICE policy, etc. So yeah, some incidents like this, I believe, deserve to be touched on. I'm gonna put three articles in the description right now. But what I want you to think about is, what I want you to tell me actually is, what is going on here? Which narrative do you believe? Because I mean, the bullets literally say anti-ICE, so he took out a bunch of immigrants, which weren't even in ICE. That seems like he missed shots, right? Or did he mean to shoot them, and this is a hoax that the bullets have anti-ICE messaging on them? Because no one's shooting with an anti-ICE bullet with the message who's not anti-ICE. I mean, we saw it the other day with Tyler Robinson after that. So I do just want to play a short clip about this on TikTok just to wrap up this video. I know I said it'll be under 5 minutes, but I think we're going to actually bring it to the 10-minute mark, believe it or not. I want to keep all my videos over 10 minutes. If you sit down to watch one of my videos, you should know that, you should know that I got you for 10 minutes. Like, I'll talk about something for 10 minutes, and whenever I talk about it, if you pay attention, you're going to learn something that's going to help you. So, I do want to go over here to not Obsidian, TikTok, and play this clip. This is from ABC News. And yeah, this top comment over here kind of echoed literally what I just said about people were engraving. Because, yeah, Tyler Robinson, did he not have an engraved bullet as well? So he said it was a permanent marker. Yeah, I mean, I feel like the Republicans are blaming the Democrats, and the Democrats are blaming the Republicans. Because, yeah, he went for the detainees, didn't harm a single ICE agent, and then offed himself. So let's just watch this clip.
Breaking news, a shooting at an ICE detention center in Dallas. Investigators say one of the bullets contained the words anti-ICE.
But the only people shot, one of them fatally, were detainees. Eyewitness News reporter Josh Haskell is here now with more on this story. Josh.
And David and Giovanna, there's been conflicting information all day from DHS, but they now say that one detainee was killed, 2 injured. The acting ICE director is saying
what is this
ICE
picture?
Facilities across the country are now on a higher alert. A deadly shooting at an ICE facility in Dallas, the FBI is calling a targeted act of violence. A sniper opening fire on the facility, killing 1 person in ICE custody, injuring 2 other detainees. No ICE agents were hit.
Early evidence that we've seen from rounds that were found near the suspected shooter contain messages that are anti-ICE in nature.
FBI Director Kash Patel releasing images of the unspent shell casings, including one engraved with the phrase anti-ICE. The incident comes as ICE has been ramping up deportation efforts throughout the country. Homeland Security officials have been warning agents of increased violence.
There are people out there who are seeing what is being placed online, and they're coming and they're doing acts of violence against ICE employees.
Multiple law enforcement sources tell ABC News the suspected shooter has been identified as 29-year-old Joshua John, who
apparently
was found dead at the scene from a self-inflicted gunshot.
This man over here,
who was found 9-year-old Joshua John.
Breaking
Early evidence.
I haven't you released the
we
names
just
of
lost the
the
video.
Black Star most Pac said it's gonna be some
We
stuff
can see
that
one
you
more,
that's
though.
gonna make it hard to smell.
We can see one more for the last minutes.
We have an update from this morning's shooting at the ICE facility in Dallas, Texas. Authorities have identified the gunman as 29-year-old Joshua John.
Yeah.
And this is the only time I will say his name and show his photo. From here on out, he will only be known as the shooter. Now, here's the latest update on what investigators say happened. The shooter climbed onto a rooftop near the Dallas ICE field office and opened fire on a van.
Comments are
carrying
pretty
migrant
suspicious
detainees
from what
into
they're
the
saying.
facility. 3 people were hit, 1 died at the scene, and 2 remain in critical condition at the hospital. None of the ICE agents or law enforcement officers were injured. As police moved in, the shooter turned the firearm on himself, and he was found dead with a rifle next to him. Investigators then discovered unspent rounds engraved with the words anti-ICE, which you can see in this picture. And
So yeah, I mean, this whole
they also found his
situation,
car nearby.
this whole situation is just crazy. From the anti-ICE engraving on the bullets to just this shooting in general. We haven't seen things like this in the United States. These two high-profile shootings in a while. Obviously there have been some other shootings like the Franklin Park shooting, but ICE has been a polarizing thing in the United States, and I think that's a good way to end.